What is going on, guys? My name is Cameron and welcome back to the Spider-Man 2099 series. This is issue 10, and in the previous issue we saw Tempest's mother unveil her crazy superpowers in which she can't control and accidentally murdered her husband. And let's not forget, towards the end of the previous issue I did mention that I can imagine Tempest's mother and Spider-Man developing an unexpected friendship, and that is still totally possible. Anyway, now it's time to see where this issue takes us. Let's see what happens and let's get into this review. Okay, so jumping into the issue, we join Miguel O'Hara in the year of 2099, looking up at some crazy altered world of 2099, and honestly, by this point, I'm trying to figure out how Miguel is going to change everything back to normal. Like, my concern for this increases every issue. Like, surely Miguel has changed so much that even if he did get his 2099 universe back to normal, surely there would still be some altered things. Like, how would it even go? I can't even wrap my head around how he knows what to do. It's pretty crazy. But I was a little bit confused when I first opened this comic because obviously Miguel wasn't there at the end of the previous issue. And then we discover that that is 36 hours later. So pretty much going back to the present day in terms of us reading the comic, we join Miguel back with Tempest's mother, pretty much trying to figure out what to do. And of course, just like always, Miguel has to go and deal with some other business. But in the meantime, Tempest's mother is just going to relax, I suppose. She's going to get on with her life. And I have a feeling that maybe Tempest's mother might die, like, in the future of this series. Like, she just seems like one of those characters where Tempest will suddenly make friends with her and then she'll die. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know. Anyway, moving on throughout the comic, we go over to Miguel back at Parker Industries, and I think one of the best things about Miguel recently is just how relatable he is to us as the reader. And I don't mean in terms of what's happening to him, but more or less about why he does the things that he's doing. Like, even though he's from the future, you'd think that he'd be pretty strict on not changing anything, but when it comes down to love of Tempest and his friendships with Peter Parker, etc., even he is still only human. And it's just awesome to see that it's kind of taken a toll on his character, you know, changing his actions, changing his mood. Clearly, when he's talking to one of his employees, he kind of flies off the handle a little bit and then apologizes afterwards. And that is such a relatable thing to do, you know, kind of stressing out over something that isn't somebody else's fault, etc. And so it's pretty cool just to read about and see Miguel have that sort of situation. Also, guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, but throughout the Spider-Man 2099 comics, you know, the more modern ones, because it's Spider-Man 2099 and he's from like a New York that's like a million miles in the sky, the art style of when he's flying through the air and how he's drawn, etc., is always so extravagant and makes it look like he's up so high and he's always like doing this curved bend through the air and all that crazy stuff. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like in almost every single issue. So in my eyes, that is like a trademarked Spider-Man 2099 move or artwork or something like that, in my eyes anyway, because we see it all the time and it's specifically in the Spider-Man 2099 comics, so it's awesome. Now, going into something that I noticed when reading this issue that I found really interesting was when Spider-Man was going invisible and he was creeping through this massive mansion into the villain's lair. Just reading the comic and seeing Spider-Man like that, creeping through all these villains, felt like you was embodying Spider-Man and that you was actually in that situation. It was like you was reading the comic, but you yourself felt somewhat alert as well. And that's how you know that an issue is good, because you invest yourself into the characters, you invest yourself into the situations that they put themselves in. And of course, just going off what I'm saying, this issue is brilliant for that. Now, moving on to Spider-Man's costume, you would think that if he was invisible, then his heat signature would be invisible as well. Especially because his suit is so high-tech, that should have been like the first thing that the suit did. Something that I also want to praise all of the Spider-Man comics on doing as well is just how it takes you from like a peaceful setting to all-out craziness. Like, when reading the comic, you could see that Spider-Man 2099 was just chilling there, he wasn't really doing anything, he wasn't really in any major danger, and literally in the space of 2 seconds, it went from good to bad. And something that completely went unexpected was Spider-Man landing on the teleportation time travel pad and actually ended up being teleported to the year 2099. And of course, it's all changed, it's a futuristic one with a slight dungeony feel, and as you can see, the sky is red. That's probably to imply that there's some kind of evil there that's kind of taken over 2099 and Alchemax. And it also makes you wonder, if Miguel is stuck in this timeline, then will there be a Parker Industries 2099? Will there be a Peter Parker 2099? Like, what's going to happen? And a good example of this is Venom 2099 is actually already appeared in front of Miguel pretty much as soon as he got there, almost like they were waiting for him. And I do have to say, Venom 2099 looks awesome. and it seems like he has an accomplice with him, and I'm not sure who it is, but it kind of reminds me of like the 2099 Dr. Octopus or something like that. But we do hear that there are multiple mentions of other associates, other villains that are waiting for him. And I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm kind of thinking 2099 Sinister Six. But of course, Gloriana and the rest of the Fist will most likely be waiting for him as well, expecting his arrival. And so we're going to have to see where it takes us. But guys, that is the end of the issue. That is the end of this review. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm giving this issue an 8 out of 10. The art style, the story, the character's development, the stress that is building up against Miguel. Not only Tempest apparently being dead, then being found out to be alive, but also the fact that she may be a mutant / inhuman. I can't imagine what's going to happen, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Now guys, wrapping up this video, go to the links in the description. I have set up a Patreon account so that you guys can become a patron and support the YouTube channel. Don't forget I'm doing a giveaway on my Twitter later tonight, so go to the links in the description. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, if you like this video, if you like this YouTube channel, then hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button for more, and I'll see you all next time.